What's up, you guys? It's Trey and I'm back with another video. And today, let me tell y'all the story about the time that I met a psychopath. So, just to start off this video, I just want to say that I'm the type of person that is very easily, not influenced, but it's very easy for me to, try to get somebody else's side of the story before I just quickly judge them. I want to make sure that that person feels like their side has also been heard, as well as the other people involved. So basically, okay, so I'm in college. This is my second year once fall starts. So basically there was this girl, and we're gonna call her, I don't know, Sandy Cheeks. So Sandy Cheeks was in the library before I got in there. She was, on her computer doing some work or whatever. She didn't even go to the school. She did not go there. She went to another school, but my school let her, do her work in the library because she was very close to the library in my school, so she could just walk there. But her school was a little bit further away. So I'm in the library. I just get in there. I'm trying to, log into the computer. It's not working. So she sees me struggling. And, I'm thinking Miss Ma'am nice or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me out. She was like, oh, I'm just going to log you in as me. And then it wouldn't work. So then I ended up figuring it out myself. I was like, okay, I got you. I can do this. So I get in the computer, right? She is like, okay, cool, you in the computer. Yeah, I got it. So she's talking to me or whatever, and she asking me all these questions about my life, and I'm just like, why are you asking all of this? She was like, oh, well, obviously, what's your name, how old are you, what's your year in this school, like, are you a sophomore, freshman, whatever. And at the time I was a freshman, so I told her that. And then I was, my friends, they was kind of, okay, so one of my friends, she was always with her boyfriend. And, I had no problem with that because I loved him and I loved her. But I was so lonely. It was like those two friends, they both, stayed with their boyfriends most of the time. So I was there by myself. And, my other friend, she was going back and forth to her hometown, which was in another state. So I was basically there by myself. Oh, and then my other friend, she moved back to her state, and she lived so far away. I'm gonna say about 7-8 hours. So it was just me and the little thing by myself. So I was like, okay, cool, it's a new person, she trying to be nice, she trying to talk to me, let's start this friendship. So let me remember where I'm at. So okay, we in the library, right? I'm just telling her, I'm like, oh yeah, so basically I just be chilling by myself because my friends be busy, my friends be, hanging out with their boyfriends, or they got other things going on, and I don't want to, I don't want to get in the way of them having fun, because they did come hang out with me sometimes, like we used to go to the Walmart, go to the store, hang out, whatever. So, I'm just like, oh, well, I mostly be by myself unless but me, I also got a job just so I could, not be bored. So I had a job. I was like, whenever I come home, I just, be hanging out by myself. So she was like, oh, okay, I live, close by the school. So I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, whenever you want to hang out, just let me know. She gave me her number. She had an Android. I don't really know why I just said that, but she, had an Android. So Sandy Cheeks, she was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna text you. So she texted me and she was like, do you want to hang out? I'm finna go to the gym. The gym was on the campus, and the gym was, I'm gonna say, about 0.4 miles away from the dorms that I was living at. And at the time I had my car, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm not finna walk, it's about to rain. So I said, come to my car, and then you can get in the car and we can drive over there. So we in the gym, we by ourselves in the gym. She just kept staring at me. I'm just like, what's going on? Like, what are you looking at me for? It was cool. So that was like my second day of knowing her, because that was the next day she asked to go to the gym because she was talking about working out, and I was like, oh, I be going to the gym sometimes. So we went to the gym, we was hanging out, whatever. Then she was like, you should hang out with me some more, I'm having fun, we having a nice little time chilling. Why? Oh, I forgot to mention that when we was in the library, she was on the computer, but she was also on her phone when she was doing her work for school. But you know, her little dang, I cannot talk, guys. Her earbuds was not working. So what she did was she was on the computer and she had her phone just blasting out the TV. Not the TV, the teacher. What is going on? She was using the phone and she was on her little Zoom class. So the librarian, she was like, you need to turn that down, because it was about 8 something in the morning. She was saying, you know, you need to turn that down. There's other people in the library. She was talking about me because I was the only person in the library. It was me, her, and I think it was some people in the way back, but they can't hear that. So she was like, oh, you need to turn that down, please. And she was like, oh, I'm on my computer. I'm on my phone. I'm listening to my teacher. What you got to say? Like, you know, she was doing too much. I'm just like, oh, she a little crazy. So she was like, you know, I'm on my computer. I'm on my phone. Leave me alone. Get out my face. I'm trying to do my work. And she was like, every other time I come in here, it ain't no problem. Like, why you saying something now? But then the librarian, she was like, oh, well, there's somebody in here. And she was like, she don't care. It's not bothering her. Right. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not bothering me. I'm real cool. Like, you know, I was finna leave anyways. Don't worry about it, girl. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't even need to not hear that. It's fine. Cause she was really scaring me. But I had to let this child get my number. And I was like, you know, when you block people get mad when you get blocked. It was only one dorm. So she knew I was living in the dorm because I don't live in this town that the college is at. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, maybe she was having a bad day. Why the day after we went to the gym, one of my, like when we was coming back from the gym, she saw the girl in my car. She was like, oh, you know, who is that? And I told her, and they was like, oh, I done saw her before walking, and she was angry, and she was just like, she be so mad about stuff. She gets so angry so fast, and she just like flip her little switch. So Miss Ma'am, so before I got to the school, she used to go to that school. Like, Sandy Cheeks used to be a Indian. Like, you know, not an Indian, but like a little Indian. That was our mascot. That's a little racist. But yeah, she was the mascot. She was a part of the school, so she was an Indian. What is going on? And then I was like, oh, okay. And they was like, you know why she got kicked out, right? And I was like, why? Why she stabbed somebody? Why did she stab somebody, y'all? She stabbed somebody and had them bleeding down the staircase at the school. And this was before I got there. So me being all nice and stuff, I'm like, oh, maybe something happened. Maybe she got attacked. I asked her about it. And then she was like, oh yeah, I just stabbed him because that was my ex-boyfriend. And he basically was trying to, you know, harass me, and I asked him to leave. The Rena got stuff. He was like, you know, I didn't want him to be in there no more. He wouldn't leave, so I stabbed him. You stabbed him? And it was just like, I was already too deep in this. Like, bro done hung out with me at the library, because I went there another day and she was in there, and she was like, you know, asking me to hang out again or whatever. She know where I'm at. So let me tell you another little thing. So it was this side door on the side of the building, and it was never locked. Like, the junk do not lock. People was opening and closing it, going out. Like, bro, she could have got in there and hurt me. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm finna pretend like I'm still this girlfriend, because she not finna come in there and kill me. So, and then it was these little suite doors. So you get in the building, and then there's this big door, and then there's 4 rooms in the apartment. And, you know, that's how you get into the thing. So I'm like, if she get in here, and then, you know, she closed the door, nobody gonna know she in here, because the door kind of thick, so you can't really hear. And I'm like, she gonna get in here. And I'm like, even if I'm in my room and the door locked, she can still get in here and hurt me. And I'm just like, she might sneakily, like, I'll go to the bathroom, and she in here in this dark, she might clock me upside my head with a bat or something. I don't know. So I'm still hanging out with her. Then she asked me to hang out with her at her house. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come. But I called my friend Mary, and I'm like, girl, I'm at this person's house. Like, I'm finna go over there, and you know, if I die, let them know where I'm at, girl. Let them know. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm at Sandy Cheek's house, and you know, I'm like, you know, Sandy, I'm at Sandy's house. If something happened to me, so everybody would know. And you know, everybody like, oh, you need to stop talking to her. She's crazy. Oh, I'm like, I'm not finna make this girl mad so she can come kill me. And I'm like, y'all don't ever be here. I be here by myself all the time. She be done come up in here and choke me out or something. And then when I was getting off work, I didn't get off work until it was like really dark. So it was, you know, dark and I could not see for real. And I'm like, this side door be open. Everybody and their grandpa be coming out this door. She be done coming here with a hoodie on and be done knock me out upside my head, because you don't lock the big door. It's just open. So anybody can come in there and just hang out with you. You just have it open or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm at the girl's house. I'm texting Mary. I'm like, if I die, please just know where I'm at, because I don't want to get attacked. And then, like, it was every day. She was like, come to my house, come to my house, come to my house, come to my house. And I was going over there. But I was just, like, you know, sitting there watching a little movie or whatever. And I was leaving. I was not trying to stay there too long. And then she's talking about something, you can just spend the night. I'm not finna spend the night, because what if I get a text and somebody talk about you in a text and you see that junk and I'm asleep and you just hurt me. So, okay, now I forgot to mention, every day she would ask me to take her to the little store, and I'm like, okay, cool, like, you know, because she was real chill. Besides the fact that she somebody with a little knife, she was real chill. But she'll be like, oh, let me borrow like $1, let me borrow $5, because she was getting little snacks at the store. And the first day I met her, she was telling me that her stuff wasn't working, like her little refund or whatever. She was like, she was waiting on the refunds, but she was like, whenever she get her refund, then she gonna be going to the stores and getting stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she asked for $5. I was like, all right, you seem chill. And she was like, she was dead in my face, talking about something, I'm gonna send your money back, don't worry about it, because I'm never gonna be that type of person that don't give the money back. Every time I borrow something from somebody, I get the money back. They get the money back as soon as I get the money. And I'm just like, okay, cool, because she was asking every day, like, for some money. Why does girl end up owing me like $40? Like $40. 2 20s, babes. 4 10s. And I'm just like, when I'm getting my money. So she also caught that I was always texting my roommate, because my roommate did not live with me no more. My roommate moved back to her hometown, which was like 45 minutes away. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm texting her every day. I always text my roommate. So I was texting Mary. I'm like, Mary, you know, texting her, and she's like, oh, you always texting Mary, what's going on? Like, you always texting her. I'm like, girl, what? Mary is my girl. Like, what's that video? She's like, you know, that's my girl. I think that was Kiki Palmer, but anyways, no, she's like, you know, it's your girl, whatever, you know, Mary's my girl. Like, that's my girl. So I'm gonna text Mary everything. She need a timeline. So if I go missing, she'd be like, at 10 o'clock, she was over here. At 9:35, she was right here. Like, no, I need her to know everything. So she's like, oh, you always text her. And then she called me one day, and Sandy Cheeks called me one day. And Sandy Cheeks was like, oh, can you take me to this person's house to go get something? And I'm like, no, because it's raining, and it's 11:30 pushing midnight. Who's finna go outside in the rain, in the dark, and I can't barely see as it is? And she was like, whatever. And I'm just like, girl, what? This is not your car. You don't give me gas money, Sandy Cheeks. So she calls me like 2 times in a row, and I'm like, oh, I'm not finna answer this, because she just asking me about, you know, taking her somewhere. And I'm like, I'm not finna do that, because I said no. So she she gets mad because I don't answer her, and she'll like, F you, bye. And I'm just like, girl, what? Like, she texted that. And I'm showing, well, I ain't showing Mary because Mary wasn't there. I texted Mary and I sent her the message. And she was like, oh, you need to stop talking to her. She's crazy. She doing too much. And she was basically mad because I said I ain't felt like driving. And then she told my son, bring me a soda. Like, remember the door I told y'all about? She told my son, come to the door, bring me a soda. I was like, I don't have no soda because I don't drink sodas. I just drink like water, juice, you know, something like that. The only soda I drink is a root beer. So I'm like, I don't got no Sprite or whatever she asked for. She asked for a Sprite or a Coke, and I was like, I don't have that. And then she's like, can you take me to the three-way? I'm like, no, I cannot. Because it's really late. That town was dangerous. The crackheads, the killers, the mobsters, everybody was out there. And everybody and their grandpa was out there. And that was one of them towns where if something happened, you don't know what happened because nobody gonna say nothing. You dead on the side of the road. And Jimmy and Job, they done saw you die. They saw who killed you. They look him dead in the face. They gonna say they don't know what happened. You think I'm finna be dead because you wanna go get a soda? Your house is right there. You can walk. What you been doing before you met me? Please let me know. So she's like, oh, F you because you won't go take me. She's like, you always on texting somebody, always texting Mary. And I'm just like, girl, who are you to be telling me who I can and can't talk to? And it's not like what? So, okay, so boom, I said no. I'm on the phone with Mary. She tried to call me while I'm on the phone with Mary. I'm like, decline, Sandy Cheeks, decline, because I'm talking to Mary. Why she called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, literally 6 times in a row? And then I answer. She's talking about some F you. And I'm like, girl, what? Who's finna answer the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning? I don't care if something wrong with you. That's not my problem. Like, bro, what? I really don't know what she wanted to this day. Like, I didn't even ask. So, you know, I worked at the school store. Not the school store, but I worked in the computer lab at the school. So I'm like, I'm going there. You know, I done told my boss because my boss, that's my girl. Like, my professional girl. Like, I tell her stuff and I tell her assistant stuff. So we locked in. We telling each other funny stuff. I'm like, okay, so guys, this crazy psychopath, she keep trying to text me, call me, pop up, and I literally started having panic attacks. I was like, oh, what if she come up in here? And I'm like, I don't want to keep locking this big door because if I lock it, then I'm get locked out, and then I can't get in. Then I'm be stranded outside my room. So I'm like, I'm just having some issues. I can't sleep. She's crazy. So, I was just letting them know, and then it was like, Sandy Cheeks. That's Sandy right there. I know who that is. She stabbed somebody. I'm just like, oh, she's crazy. And it was like, yeah, I know she's crazy. She's a psychopath. She's loony. And she was just like, I wish you would have never talked to her because she's crazy. Like, she literally lost. She used to be in the building that they worked in all the time, and she used to, be a part of their program that I was working for. All of that stuff. She was crazy. They said that. Everybody was telling me, they was like, oh, she crazy. You should have never talked to that girl. You should have never been her friend. You should have never. She knew where I lived. She knew what apartment I lived in. I don't even know how. So she used to come to my job, just stand there and look at me and try to talk to me like she didn't owe me $3. $40. So she used to come there and try to talk to me. I'd be like, oh girl, no, I don't feel like talking. I'm at work. And then my boss would be like, oh, you need to tell her to stop coming because if she's not here for whatever it is that you're offering with your job, then she need to leave because she don't even go to this school. As I keep saying, she don't go there. So she like, oh, and I told her, and she told me, I don't care what she say. Like, bro, what? You're 22. And I'm like I'm 19. You're 22. Get a life. Get it together. So, she was like, yeah, she need to stop coming here. Why she keep coming? And whenever she come, I hide. Like, I was under the desk hiding because I didn't want to see her. I didn't want to see me. So I'm just like, girl, Yeah, like, it was just really crazy. She was psychopath, and she was getting mad at me because I didn't want to talk to her anymore. Like, she was mad, and I'm just like, please leave me alone, because I don't want you to attack me like you attacked that dude. I mean, I get it, maybe it really was a circumstance, but I shouldn't did that. But please, guys, like and comment if you want me to tell you about part 2, where she just really lost her mind, because there's more to the story. I didn't even say everything. So just let me know if you guys want to hear the other part. We're gonna call this Sandy Cheese part 1 or something like that, you know. Just let me know, because there's a lot more, and y'all need to hear it. Your grandma need to hear it, your auntie need to hear it, everybody, your uncle, whoever. Stay away from Sandy Cheese, because she's still out there. And I transferred schools because I knew Sandy Cheese was gonna try to harass me when I came back. You know, she don't know where I'm going, guys. So if you see me at campus, y'all better be quiet, because if Sandy Cheese find me, I'ma hope she finds you too. All right.